Hello, this is a tutorial on game creation, specifically using Unity Engine to make an FPS game. So the first thing you want to do is download and run Unity Engine. This is the software we're going to be using. So now, click down here, open up Unity, specifically Unity Hub, and wait for it to load. Oh, it's on my second monitor. There we go. Now we want to hit New, and then make sure it's a 3D game, because that's what we're going to be working on. Name it what you want. And then hit create. So it's going to take a little bit to load, because you're loading up a whole game. And we're going to skip to when that's loaded in. So the first thing you want to do is create something to base everything around. So it'll kind of be like a scale. So what we want to do is we want to right click sample scene, game object, 3D object, and hit cube. This will make a cube which you can move around with these arrows. You can resize it with this tool up here, but we're not going to be using that. What we want to do is go over to the right and click size and then hit 2. Press enter. Oh, it doesn't want me to do that. It's fine for now. Yep, and this will be our scale we'll size our player to. Okay, so now we want somewhere to move around in. So we want to right click sample scene, game object, 3D object, and then this time we want to hit terrain. This will make a nice big flat surface for us to move around with our character. You want to use these arrows to move it around to the place you want, preferably so the cube's floating above it. If your cube isn't floating above it, it might clip through the floor when you add physics to it. Alright, so now what we're going to do is import assets so we can put them in here like a first-person shooter controller, which lets you walk around and gives you gravity so you can jump too. So go to Package Manager, this small tab right here. If you don't have standard assets, go to the Unity Asset Store and look for these, import them, and then go up here, click Packages, My Assets, then click this here, click Download, Import. A window should pop up showing you all the assets that are going to be imported. Hit Import again, and then you should have the assets. Well, you might get some errors down here, so let's double click that. Brings us into Visual Studio. Don't be scared by the code. It's very simple. This is just a small activator, or at least from what I can tell. I don't know much so far. So my way to fix this problem is I'm not going to use this, so I'm just going to delete this all and save this. We're not going to be using it. Doesn't really matter. So now it's going to update in here. See, importing, iteration 2. And now we just hit clear, and that's all of our worries taken away. So now we go to scene and we go to project. These are all the assets you have. What you want to do is you want to go to standard assets and then go to which one is it? Characters, first person character, and hit prefabs. You want to drag FPS controller up into your timeline or hierarchy. I don't care. Now you want to hold right click in here, use WASD to move your mouse for the camera, and use the arrows to make it so this green outline and blue are not touching anything, not even the ground, but they're floating above it. So now we want to hit play and see what this gives us. So we can look around, we can walk, and we can jump. You can see this cube doesn't have physics. We'll fix that in a second. So all these are the different features of the FPS controller. If you want to change something like with the character controller, like how tall it is or something, it'll change the outline of that. The first person controller, you can change stuff like walk speed, like if we set this to 15 and then go in here, you'll see that our character walks 3 times as fast. I think this is a little too fast, especially with the bobbing. You can turn bobbing off too, like this right here. And now you kind of just slide forward and jump. And another one we can do is, where is it? Jump speed. I'm looking for jump
Hey,
height.
Nerf Bird, what are you doing in here? You're making an awful lot of noise.
Go away, Bocash. Ah, it's probably jump speed. Set this one to 20 and we should be able to jump higher. Whoa. Yeah, it's a little too extreme. We kind of want everything to revolve around the scale right here. So I'm going to turn those back. But I like my walk speed at 10. If you hold shift, you will run. So we might want to change this one to 15, just so it's faster. And now, this is normal walking. This is holding W with shift. Go a little bit faster. So that's the basics. I'll show a little bit more. Like, let's say we want a texture for this whole plane right here. What we want to do is we want to go into our textures, like materials. And we want to do in assets. And how about some grass? We want this grass. So we drag it. Oh, didn't want us to. So we drag it onto terrain, and it should. Nope. Huh. Weird. Normally it lets me do that. So I'll show you guys another thing. With this, you click on your terrain, you go way out here, and you see terrain, this little aspect right here. You have all these things. You can set down trees, you can set down little details like flowers and grass, and you have actual stuff like paint texture. This is what I want. So I want to add a layer. Sorry if I'm going a little fast, but I don't have any, so can't really do that right now. You can use these for your layers. It's you need to create one. There we go. Let's do something like grass. And you just click the one you want, then hit X. There we go. It's completely filled in. All it's doing is looping the texture over and over. See? That's the ground painted. Now, really fast, we want to hit this brush modifier, raise or lower terrain. Just keep it on this brush. We want a nice big bow. That's a little big. So what we want is a nice big hill right here. To give it some detail, we want to use this thing right here, which now we hold shift and go like this a little bit, and now it has some detail. A really smooth, nice hill. So now let's play with this. Oh, this is going to take a while, so we might as well move where our character starts. So we want to hit FPS controller. This is useful for selecting stuff if it's too small. Now move it somewhere closer. Now we can see where the terrain gradually starts rising, where we use the brush tools. Now you have a nice big hill. See if we can get to the top of it. Yeah, right here is good. So right here you could put a house or something. And it's a very basic map, but it looks pretty good. And that's your basic tutorial for Unity. Thank you very much for watching. It's my first time, and goodbye.